Hey, you guys, welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your girl, Nikki, and today I'm bringing opportunities for advertisement on my channel. If anyone is interested, they can email us at knottylove2020@gmail.com. Our prices are affordable and reasonable, and please reach out to us. We can start our videos with any commercials that you would like us to advertise. I look forward to hearing from you. I'm out. One. Hey, you guys. Welcome back to my channel. Hope you all are having a beautiful evening. We live on YouTube. Welcome back to Naughty Love Movement. It's your host, Nikki, bring you the latest and trending topics, and I vlog my life. Okay, so today we got some stuff to discuss, Naughty Crew, okay? Because the day of reckoning is here, Auntie. Yes, happy Saturday to you all. Thank you so much for joining me. Y'all see that title? Y'all see the thumbnail, okay? Christian Keys has spoken out, okay, about his accounts on what happened to him. And Lord, he is dropping the tea. The day of reckoning is here. Y'all can no longer hide. All you predators, y'all can no longer hide. But before we get into it, because he's not the first male that has come out. I just hope he's the first one that they finally take seriously. Okay, Naughty Crew, all right? Because people have been speaking out for years, and we gonna go a little bit down memory lane. All right, but before we get into it, I need you guys to hit that like button if you have not already. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Hey, Instagram, please subscribe to the channel. We are growing fast over here. Okay, we're on our way to 2K subs, and we're almost there. I think we're about 20 off. So let's keep the channel growing. By you hitting that like button, it lets YouTube know that we're here, and it helps YouTube to recommend my videos. Also, sharing my content also helps us to grow, and also leaving comments and leave a donation to support the channel. Okay, the donations go towards like research, subscriptions, things like that, equipment. All these things help the channel to grow. So I appreciate every last one of you for joining me. Seriously, it's Saturday evening, and I just wanted to chill out with y'all. And this story broke, and I've been talking on my channel about male victims. Well, it looks like, and this is not to discount the female victims because they matter too, but as we all know, it's a lot. It's hard for any victim to come out, but when it comes to male and all the judgment that they face and the scrutiny and the questioning of their sexuality, it's really, really hard for them to come forward. So I'm really, really proud of Christian for finding the courage to come forward. Now, Christian, as you all know, I know him from the show Saints and Sinners which I love. Okay, how ironic. Hence the topic that we talking about today. All right, because it's a lot of evil in the industry on all different levels, from Hollywood to the music industry, from sports to religion. Okay, which we want to touch on that part today. There's all type of seedy characters when it comes to climbing up the entertainment ladder, if you will, okay? And they are practicing rituals, not a crew, in which these rituals, they're attached to secret societies, okay? And I don't mean to offend anyone, but a lot of these people that are violating and being energy vampires and stealing people careers and leveraging these people careers by making them choose, like, well, if you want to go here, then you got to drop it, bend over and touch your toes. And that's really, and it's been talked about for years. This is not new, Naughty Crew, okay? Because this goes back to the days of Shirley Temple, the Little Rascals, okay? It's been in the industry forever. All right. It's just that more evidence is being exposed because the victims are speaking out now. But people got smarter and wiser, and these smart devices are creating more evidence. And these monsters, they're no longer able to hide behind their money, their power, their statue in society. All right. And this also goes to idolatry, Naughty Crew. Okay. This is why it's so important not to put celebrities up on a pedestal. They're human beings just like me and you. All right. So we're going to dive in tonight because I've been speaking about this for a while on my channel. I'm going to drop this intro. We're going to dive right in. Hey everybody, and let me say hi to my people. Say what's up, media, and thank you for joining me. I'm home tonight. Big up, big up, big up. What's up, Juby Bugging? Let me see who else is here. Thank y'all on Instagram for joining me tonight and having this conversation. And if you want to, you could. If you want to join the chat on YouTube, please come over to YouTube and join us. Okay, all opinions and point of views are welcomed over here. Hey Toya, hey Brenton, hey nephew, hey Kim, hey Dion, hey Juby Bugging, hey the Prince, the British Prince, excuse me. Thank you for joining. Okay, hey Michelle, thank you sis for joining. Hey E, hey girlfriend, how you doing? What's tea? Okay, let's clock tea tonight. Okay, as you all know, Christian Keys has come out with his story. Okay, we're gonna get into his Instagram story. But let me take y'all down memory lane because a lot of people have been speaking of the grooming that goes on in the industry for a long time from a male's point of view. Okay. And as we all know, like it's a lot harder for them to come out. But I take you back to start with Stand By Me Days, Corey Feldman. He has been speaking for years. He has relentlessly been speaking for years about the PEDO that goes on in the industry and how these Hollywood heads, they will leverage you and make you do ridiculous things to get these lead roles. Okay, Corey Feldman has been speaking out, I think, since like 2017. He has been on Dr. Phil. He has been on Dr. Oz. He's been speaking loud and proud about this for years. Okay, so Corey Feldman vows to expose Hollywood PEDO ring. Okay, so this ring is far and wide. All right, and it's so big because so many different entities feed off of this. Okay, we're talking about Hollywood, we're talking about the music industry, we're talking about religion, we're talking about sports. Hey, Pud, we're talking about who else? Let me see. Hollywood, sports, on all different levels, religion. Okay, that's how deep this ring goes. All right, and it's international, and it's all the heads. When we listen to Jonathan Odie the other day, he broke down the Boule chapter of the Illuminati. He exposed details, and what he revealed is really top tier billionaires that really run it. All right, but the Boule and the underlings underneath, they're just little plants to keep us all in control. Okay, and the Boule chapter controls the Negro. All right, so this is why we can't put so much into celebrity. This is why we can like you cannot idolize these celebrities and put them up on the pedestal because they are human as well. All right. Shout out to NBC News. Corey Feldman, he starred in The Goonies. He starred in Stand By Me in a lot of major roles. And I'm just going to read a snippet of this. So, former child star Corey Feldman has vowed to expose a ring of Hollywood PEDO that he says has been tormenting young actors for decades. Seriously. He has a YouTube video which has been viewed more than 630,000 times, and Feldman said he is ready to identify at least 6 alleged abusers, including one who remains powerful today. So Feldman has publicly spoken out about the PEDO in the past, calling it Hollywood's big secret. That's what it is. And Naughty Crew, as long as you keep these secrets, they'll continue to give you all the big roles. They'll lavish you with gifts, okay? Until they no longer have a use for you. All right? You're disposed like last week's garbage. So, in an emotional video, the star of The Goonies and The Lost Boys and Stand By Me said he believes thousands of children have been abused while working in the entertainment industry. And I agree. Right? This is how they harvest their energy. This is how they stay powerful, okay? By taking advantage of the weak and preying on the weak, or figuring out how bad you want your career and leveraging that to make you do deplorable things to gain the success, okay? And one of the number one vices they use in the industry is alcohol and drugs to keep you sedated. Notice how many stars end up in rehab with DUIs and positions. Sorry, my little live came out. It's a little delayed. I don't know if I closed it out, but that's okay. All right, so yeah, Corey has been speaking out for years. He's been trying to raise money and do online fundraising to campaign against this cause. And yes, nephew, and a lot of times they use blackmail as leverage. So even if you reject their claims, they'll get video footage or in pictures of you in compromising positions so that they could blackmail you later. This is the reason why Cassie couldn't leave, because Diddy would use the FO footage to blackmail her into staying. Hey, Robin, thank you for joining. All right. So Corey Feldman is one of the Hollywood stars that have been speaking about this for years and trying to expose this. The next person I want to get into is Terry Crews. When Me Too first started, he was one of the head runners of the Men Speaking Out. Okay. And he talked about his account in Hollywood, how different people would SA him. Hey, Musically Engraved, thank you for joining. Please make sure y'all hitting that like button. All right. So Terry Crews is another person that spoke out. All right. And he sat down with Michael Strahan. And this is fair use. To talk about his experience in Hollywood. Let's hear what he has to say.
Terry Crews, the former NFL linebacker turned actor, adding his voice to the tidal wave of people sharing their claims of sexual assault in Hollywood.
And people say, well, man, you should just laugh it off. You should just forget it. You're like, no, I'm not going to forget it.
Crews is known for his comedic macho roles on the hit TV show Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I just happen to be a great person who's naturally beloved by all.
Or the shirtless, boisterous Old Spice pitchman.
You smell so manly, scientists who want to study your manliness.
But he says his tough guy persona didn't prevent him from becoming the victim of a powerful man.
I was sexually assaulted by Adam Bennett, who was the head of the motion picture department at William Morris Endeavor.
In February of 2016, Crews says he and the Hollywood super agent Adam Bennett were at the same party. Bennett has represented some of Hollywood's biggest names: Liam Hemsworth, Emma Stone, Sylvester Stallone, Eddie Murphy, and Adam Sandler.
You're talking about a very, very powerful man who has access to studio heads. What they do affects every part of the business, from producers, writers, actors. They own finance companies, the whole thing.
And did you know him before the party?
And I did not know him. I heard of him. We had never, ever even had a conversation. Okay. So I just heard, and actually, I was actually looking forward to meeting him.
But instead of a professional meet and greet, Crews claims Bennett leered at him from across the room.
And he looked me in my eyes and he was sticking his tongue out overtly sexually to me. I mean, it was no mistake that this was a sexual type tongue move. And I'm thinking it's a joke. I'm thinking, is this how this guy breaks the ice? I don't understand what this is.
Confused, Crews said he reached out to shake his hand.
I reached my hand out and he takes his right hand and under mine and immediately grabs my genitals and I'm jump back like, hey, whoa. And he jumps back and he still does this tongue stuff and he's making weird noises and then he comes back again and grabs me again. And I slap his hand away, push him back more forcefully. And I'm like, what are you doing?
According to Crews, the alleged groping happened in front of his wife, Rebecca King Crews. She confirmed her husband's account to ABC News.
So she's witnessing the entire thing.
She's witnessing the whole thing. And we're just...
Okay, see, they don't even care if you marry. If they want you, they'll go for you. They just do not respect any boundaries because they feel like they are the elite. They feel like they can do what they want. They feel like they could get away with what they want at this point, to the point they don't mind crossing boundaries, all right? But a lot of men don't speak out, Naughty Crew. A lot of men keep this secret and they go along with the blackmail. And I bring you to Twitch. Remember the DJ from the Ellen DeGeneres show? Okay. Hollywood has some dark, dark secrets. And it's not just PEDO that they're hiding. They're also hiding the way they set up deleting people, so to speak. And I always found Twitch's situation kind of different. You understand? I just didn't believe. I used to follow him and his wife on TikTok. He always had like a upbeat spirit about him. He had children and everything. So I found a clipping from Sloan, and she speaks about Twitch. And this listen to what she mentions in this, because it speaks to the shame that the men feel when they are violated. Okay, here we go.
Just don't. And I don't feel the depression was quite the way they made me write the letter. They made me write the letter. I had to write the letter. They made me write the letter. I don't even feel like that was the letter he wanted. They literally, think of an episode of The Sopranos. I'm being guided to tell you that. Think of an episode of The Sopranos. This is what happened. This is like a targeted, gang-stalked individual who was on the correct side over here with getting information about a particular person who was nefarious in their actions and targeted other individuals. And he was talked into it, although reluctantly. Not that he didn't want to do it, but he knew that it could bring about harm to him. Also, when it comes to the wife, she was literally unaware of this, but yet aware of it kind of peripherally around the side because of things he said. And he was deeply disturbed by what was going on. But that's not like enough reason for him to do this himself. And he didn't do this himself. He did not do this himself. Okay, this was not, but they did put a sock in his mouth. I keep going back to that. He was on a chair, hands tied behind his back, threatened 3 men screaming at him. One of them is his friend, possibly lover, somebody who could be considered a lover. I have information. There's the paperwork. I brought it to you. Why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? What are you doing? This is not our arrangement. This is not our deal. Why are you doing this to me? You need to write this. Oh, please don't do this. Please don't do this. Okay. Just please don't do this. And so ask what happened. They literally tried to shut him up. He's have shit stuck in his mouth. And I'm not talking about a gun. I'm talking about like socks or stuffing or some kind of clothing put into his mouth to shut him the fuck up. Okay. Period. This is a business transaction that they came to collect on. The reason he went to the motel on the day that he passed, or the day before he passed, is because he was told that he would be doing this business deal and it would just be a matter of signing papers, not a problem. He did not want his wife to know because she was not familiar with the business arrangements that he made prior to marrying her. Okay, this was his business. I can understand it to a degree. That is where some of the sadness came in, but they literally shoved a sock in his mouth. This was, when you watch those movies and they put a person in a chair and they tie them up and they ask them fucking questions and they're like, give me the answer. And the person, you know, when they bend their fingers back and they put something in their mouth and the person's trying to scream and they can't get out of there. So they finally just, whatever the person wants them to say, or they break their fingers. This is what was going on. I feel like Stephen was actually gathering information because there was something that he knew about that was so egregious to him that it was not a problem for him to go behind this person's back and to gather information. I don't feel his wife knew about it at all. I do feel that he had emotional issues when it came to his sex life because I feel he was kind of hidden about that, like on the down low. And I feel like that's kind of how they came to him. I feel like they sent a male friend person to him that he trusted and liked and hung around with and still had a married life and still did that, whatever, to each his own. But this person said, you know, this is what's going on over here with this person. We need this information. You can get this information from this person. He really had a lot of shame about his actions, although I feel like he told his wife early on. So I feel like his wife knew when she married him what his preferences were as far as like romantically, physically, sexually. And I feel like she loved him and I feel like he loved her. But I also feel like there's a huge disconnect between the two and it's not even really fair for me.
Okay. All right. So she made reference.
I don't feel he took his own life.
Okay. She made reference, but listen to the blackmailing factor. All right. And this is why it's so hard for men to come forward. It screams Ellen. Okay. So this brings me to Christian, who is a very handsome man. Okay. In Hollywood, trying to navigate and things like that. I feel like these type of people that are in charge of making decisions when it comes to roles and different things like that, they get off on turning people out. I just really, really believe that they get off on turning people out. And when you reject them, that makes them want you more. All right. So let's get into Christians. This live is a lot. Trigger warning. Okay. And if you're sensitive or if you have past traumas, this is not the live for you. But we're going to talk about it all over here. All right. Woo, let's get into it, Naughty Crew. Please make sure y'all hitting that like button. Please make sure y'all hitting that like button and share my content. We need to keep this conversation going. We need to keep it ongoing. All right. This can't just go away. All right, because this has been going on for decades, from back in Shirley Temple days. And a lot of the things that they put into our society, it's all about mind control. It's all about distraction. So we don't see what they're really doing to our youth. All right. This goes so deep. This goes so deep. So I want to first say I'm proud of this brother for speaking out. And I feel bad that he had to live with this trauma for so long. And this is why we need to change the narrative. We need to create a society where it's okay for people to come forward when they have been violated. You should not be retaliated on if you speak up about being assaulted. I don't care how powerful the person is or how much money a person has. That does not give them the right to violate you and snatch your dreams and your joy and your art. It just doesn't give them the right. But we have to continue open conversation like this. We have to make it safe for victims to come forward. And I think that's what the lesson is here. Because holding these powerful people's secrets keeps them powerful. It creates more victims. It allows them to continue to violate people. So let's get into what Christian says. And I'm so proud of this brother. Here we go.
Let me cut the TV down. It don't need to be this loud. What's going on, y'all? I want to talk to you about some stuff. And it's been on my heart, so I want to speak on it. All right. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing amazing. I've been speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience. What I experienced with certain.
Hold on one second, Naughty Girl. I don't know why it's not live. Let me try to reshare this. Hey, Glennis, thank you for joining. And Robin, he's been in Saints and Sinners. Right now, he is on the cast of All the King's Men. He's been in some movies. Tyler Perry movies. Hey, Miss Know-It-All. Thank you for joining.
The TV down. It don't need to be this loud. What's going on, y'all? I want to talk to you about some stuff. And it's been on my heart, so I want to speak on it. All right. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing amazing. I've I've been speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience. What I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. And I really, like, it's in my bone marrow to discuss that, because thankfully God built me the way that he built me, but I'm not sure, based on this person's claims and brags, that he's literally got, at the same time this person was sexually harassing me for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. And
remember, I said, Naughty Crew, the more you reject them, the more they continue to harass you, the more they try to exert their power on you and enforce their will upon you. Okay. But this gentleman was bragging, saying he had several people on payroll that would just show up to serve him. Okay. So I leave you with this question before I hit play and we continue. Who do you think he's talking about?
clearly that's why it felt to him that it was okay to say these things. And I really, I want to have these discussions. I want to be transparent with y'all about that. I've done my best to forgive this person, but it happens. It happens. It's not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. And that's why a lot of my posts over the last few years have been about taking the scenic route, taking the long way around, because if that means that you can carry your integrity with you, then, and it's 11:11. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for another opportunity to connect with you. Please forgive my sins, my shortcomings, my bad decisions, and my mistakes. Please continue to guide and protect us as only you can. Everybody that's watching, it's not a presentation. If I see 11:11, I try to have another conversation with God. So thank you, Heavenly Father. I appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen.
Amen.
That's interesting. But there are people that will and have and will continue to, unfortunately, offer these things. And some of them are your heroes. Some of them are people who y'all like, oh yeah, such and such is amazing, and he does this and he does that. Yeah, but he also does this and that.
Mm-hmm. Who you think he talking about, Naughty Crew? Y'all leave it in the comments. I want to know what y'all think.
At some point soon, it's gonna have to come out. I've kept one of these on me since 05. Whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most predators would check your phone. And once the sexual harassment started, I was like, well, I got to protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above. And the difference is, the wonderful thing about confidentiality agreements and non-disclosure agreements is that they can't prevent you from turning all of those things over to the police, because sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And Tams, you literally just asked, why do we as Black people have to deal with that? But sometimes it's our own people. Sometimes it's our own heroes. Sometimes it's the very people we deify. And we look up like, oh, they're doing so much. They're doing so much. No, they're also doing this. And my only reservation about naming the people, there was directors along the way like, hey, you read for this, that, and the other. You want to come back up to the apartment? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You got my headshot, my resume, and I'm good. If I can handle that or not. I can kill that, but I don't need to come up to your apartment. We already had the audition. There's other people that.
Okay. Notice the grooming process. They take it outside of the business arrangement and try to lure you to a private, intimate setting so that they can set you up to pounce on you. I'm just so happy he is speaking about this, and I'm just proud of this brother for having the courage to put it all out there.
I want to say everything, and my brother was like, nah, not yet. I want to tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. I want to speak on it. And the good news is that they don't even have to believe me. Hopefully they would, but even if they don't, they can hear this person. Since sexual harassment started, I've carried many recorder devices on me, keychains, pens, thumb drives with a charged battery that get 6, 7, 8 hours, all the above. So I have the conversations. I really want to air that shit out because it bothers me when I'm alone at night. Like, man, the world is celebrating this person and they don't even know the shady and predatory way in which this person moves, and the way that, predators resent the prey that gets away. So when you don't say yes, when you don't say, okay, I'll acquiesce and, sign up and literally and figuratively play ball, because if we're not doing that, they resent you.
Yep. You hear that? They resent you, and then they go on and start to take retaliatory action towards you, stopping you from getting jobs, smearing your reputation, start the blackballing process, as we've seen through the years with so many actors and actresses. All right. They get resentful. You want to know why they get resentful? Because they're scared that you're going to show or tell their little secret. They're scared you're going to expose them. Please come over to the YouTube channel. We live. Come join the conversation, everybody. Here we go.
This is a conversation we're going to have, and we're going to have soon, because it bothers me in my spirit that I can forgive people. That's one thing. But yeah, P, we don't play ball. That's my brother in there. And he knows the real deal. He knows the who. I'm good. Somebody said, you don't look okay. I'm okay. I have peace. I'm literally strategically planning my next 8 moves. I'm good. God.
Chess, not checkers. You understand? This man has been using a recording device to capture evidence. See, people got a lot more smarter and wiser because they're aware that it exists. They're aware.
I got me because he was watching when I was offered these opportunities and I didn't say yes. I didn't sell my soul or my ass. Excuse my French, y'all. I know some of y'all, hopefully y'all have no kids around, but I didn't sell nothing for success. It's like, nah, that's not what I want. You know, I ain't into that. I ain't into dudes. I got an only beard in the bed policy. Mine is the only beard in the bed. Yeah, we ain't doing none of that. I don't get out like that. And these people kept on for years. Sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And where I'm at now is that
Yeah, y'all.
in the middle of the night, I think about if I'm brave enough to name the person. I'll take a polygraph live. I'll take 5 polygraphs live. And I'll pass all of them because it's the truth. This person is a predator and he's one of several. And it's a shame, man. But I think it's time.
I agree.
I want to, and I know, P, I know you're on here. I want to say everything now. And I have proof. It's not like I'm just making false accusations. I intentionally let the statute of limitations expire. It's not about money, but I'm going to have to take the receipts, the recordings down to the police department and let them hear this individual. I wasn't working for him in the month and the year that he showed up to my apartment and offered me $100 grand to take my clothes off. He said, I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I declined because, again, scenic route.
I don't need to touch you. I just want to see you naked. You was willing to pay $100 grand? That's him fighting off a demonic. That person is fighting off a demonic urge. And if you listen to Sloan Bella when she talks about the ritual spiritism that is going on, she has a video when she talks about and describes the freak offs with Kim Porter. She said it's not about being exposed as gay. It's not about that. It's about them being energy vampires, basically. And a lot of guys who in the industry who take part in the sodomy ritual routine, okay, they don't call themselves gay. They just feel like they're sacrificing so that they could climb up the ladder of success in Hollywood, in the music industry, and things like that. Okay. And a lot of these secret societies, the Boule, okay, the Illuminati, whatever you want to call it, they thrive off of sodomy. They thrive off of sexual rituals. They thrive off of violating children. This is how they feed that hunger to be powerful. I hope everybody's following me. And I do not mean to offend you guys, but this is how the Illuminati operates, off of power, mind control, manipulation, blackmail. Yes, this is what Jonathan Odie was describing in that interrogation video that we were watching earlier in the week. Ooh, child. Pray for us. Pray for us. This world.
I got my integrity with me. I'll take the long way around. But being that I wasn't working with him and we were in my apartment, he had visited my apartment to offer me a job of this fall because the lead of this particular project was going to do something else. So he needed another lead. I recorded it because I didn't trust him. And I had told him over and over. And he still always tried shit. Just tried shit. So if people don't believe me, they can hear him in his voice.
Mm-hmm.
I have always kept something on me. Always. Even if my phone is off. Something else is, if I'm around somebody that has tried to sexually harass me, pressure me, intimidate me into some nonsense, I've always kept something on me so I can protect myself, because if they're that powerful and they feel that entitled, then they can also try to get in the way of your work. I want to speak on it. I also want to keep making great things and creating jobs and opportunities. But, oh no, I got backups for the backups for the backups for the backups. I've watched way too many Jason Bourne movies not to have 15 backups. I can press play and you can hear the person and you'll know immediately who the person is that's offering me $100 grand a strip. You'll know right away, and it'll break your heart. I won't have to say the person's name, but I can and I will. I don't mind doing a polygraph or 3 or 5 on live TV, and I'll pass all of them because it's the truth. This industry is something else. It's wonderful, and we get to chase our dreams, and we get to live other lives. I get to be a judge or an FBI agent. I get to be a girl dad. And some of the people that you think are your mentors are literally and figuratively just trying to fuck you. I have documentation from the dealership for the car that they tried to buy as an apology for offering me $100 grand a strip. It's time.
What does that sound like, you guys? So as soon as they caught out there and they reject it, or as soon as they do their bad deed, the first thing they want to do is buy your silence. Okay. So they're trying to buy his silence in this situation by buying a car. Okay. Which that's what they use. They use material things to lure you in and to keep you pacified, so to speak. All right. So that you won't speak on their dirty little secrets. Cassie said this happened in her civil lawsuit. She said after Diddy, laid paws on her, he would send her to a hotel to hide her away so that her wounds would heal up. But then he'll send someone with about $20,000 worth of gifts. Okay. right? To pacify her, to keep her quiet. But no amount of money, no amount of gifts could heal that trauma once you've been violated by someone.
I really want to just clear the air because I'm tired. And then where I'm at now, it's if it still feels like that person is fucking with you just to fuck with you, just to mess with you. The industry can be wonderful. I'm grateful, be clear, that this person showed me how not to be. When I'm a boss, people get daps and church hugs. The attractive women that work on even on my shows, my productions, they getting daps and church hugs. That's it. Because this person showed me how not to be when I'm in charge and when I built something and when I created something. I hear you, Purnell. I'm gonna be cool. I'm gonna dial it back. You get on my nerves because I know you're right, but it's in my fucking bone marrow, and I'm tired of this person gallivanting around doing these PR stunts. Oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do that. Well, then speak on if you gonna have. Woo! We're gonna have a conversation, y'all, really soon. Really, really soon. Really soon. And I thank God that he made me the way that I am, because I know he sat back and watched, like, what are you gonna do? Like, are you going to acquiesce and take this movie that's going to make 60, 70, 80 million dollars? Are you going to take this picture? Are you going to go to that late night audition, that late night table read? No, you ain't built me like that. I'm beat, shot at, stomped out more than most of the people that are here on this live put together. P, I'm gonna call you in a minute. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna air it out, but I'm so fucking close because I'm tired. I'm tired. And it needs to be told. And the bad part is I'm gonna be painted as the villain when I was the one that was sexually harassed.
Exactly, not a crew. I want to pause there for a second. That is what they do. Once they violate you, because they can't deal with the shame behind it, they'll then turn around and slut shame you and make you seem like you thirsty for a role, or make it seem like you just want money and you so broke you desperate for money. They'll do anything to tarnish your reputation. Look at what happened after Cassie dropped the lawsuit. People said that it was a money grab. She doesn't care about the victims. They tried to drag her. They tried to drag her. All that was hate campaign by Diddy, trying to spin the narrative because he has his hands in media. He did the same thing with Mace Diddy. Started bashing the fact that he was saying that he was a scam artist, preacher, and things like that. They always go for your reputation. And it's because they can't deal with their own guilt and shame. It's all part of the grooming process. It's all part of it.
For years, bullied, intimidated, and sexually harassed for years. And I'm going to be painted as the villain because y'all have deified this person. And then if a person tells you over and over, first of all, in general, you have no right to touch anybody. None. Now, that's why I'm careful. Like when I do my shows and everything, you know, it's church hugs. I put the veils on and I kiss people on the hair up here. Nothing sexual, nothing weird, nothing crazy. And I'm trusting that, you know, the fans will receive that out of a place of love and connection. But you are not allowed to touch somebody without their permission. Not allowed to try to touch them in a sexual or private place without their permission. And if they've already declared, like, hey, bruh, I get that that's your thing, but I like black women and Hennessy. And so miss me with the bullshit, because I'm never going to be open to that. I'm never going to swing at that pitch. Like I'm batting for this team over here. God made ovaries and fallopian tubes and vagina, labia majora, labia minora, uterus. It's just wonderful over here. So I'm going to stay over here, like, chill. And then this person still tries to grab you, physically grab you. Cassie speaking out has reminded me about not just me, because it was brutal going through it, because it lasted for years. But her speaking out, people need to know. And the funny thing is, predators like that, they resent the prey that got away. They resent the prey that got away, the prey that didn't fold, the prey that didn't acquiesce and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take this L and sacrifice my morals for this opportunity. Nah. That was around the time that I was considering going back to Michigan, 08, 09, because work was slow, and the work that was coming was offered with a side of penis. And yeah, that don't do nothing for me. I'm batting for your team. So, at some point soon, I've spoken with my attorney trying to figure out how to deal with it. It's never been about money. I literally intentionally let the statute of limitations pass. It's not about money or being able to sue. But at some point, really soon, the police report is going to be filed, and I'll turn over the recordings of the inappropriate behaviors and the inappropriate offers. And I'll turn over the paperwork for the car that was bought as an apology for offering me $100,000 to take my clothes off. And y'all can hear him. His voice is very distinctive. And I want to empty. I'm tired of carrying this shit. There's a reason now why I fight more than ever when somebody wrongs me, and why I almost too aggressively speak up is because I wasn't brave enough to then. And I regret not being able to be strong enough, and I resent that part of me that wasn't strong enough to speak up about it. It's taking everything in me not to air out everything and put all the recordings online, put all the paperwork and the PDFs online. There's no reason that this person's company would be on the bill of sale for a vehicle unless it's right after the timestamp recording of him offering me $100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, I don't have to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Like, you know, I'm not into that. I don't fuck around like that. I don't do that. What the fuck? What? Leave. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get out. I thought you were my brother and my friend. And this definitely has nothing to do with my brother who's in here. Be clear. I thought this person was a brother type figure, a mentor type figure. But for you to continuously throw these opportunities, you know good and damn well all it ever was you pretending to be a mentor trying to get some ass. That'll never happen. I don't bat for that team. Yeah, but I gotta get off of here and talk to my brother because I'm so fucking close to just airing everything out. I'm just dumping everything online in the morning. I'm tired, man. I'm not forgiving myself. I didn't do anything wrong.
Exactly.
I wasn't brave enough back then because somebody said forgive yourself. KG, it's heavy on my heart, man, and I'm tired. And we around here deifying people that go out and do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna pay off this, and I'm gonna pay off that, and I'm gonna pay off that. But at the same time, these same people are predators. I'm not blaming myself for saying no. I'm not blaming myself for almost quitting acting. I'm just mad at me for not being brave enough to say something sooner. That's the only thing that I regret. I wish I'd have been brave enough. I'm him now. I know who I am. I know who God built me to be, and I'm not afraid of those consequences. My concern is that a lot of y'all are gonna be like, man, and your immediate reaction is gonna be like, oh, well, we gotta protect our deity. We gotta protect it. It's gonna have to happen. I'm interested to see which peers are mad at me because it may interfere with their work. But yeah, you get a grown ass man that knows that you're heterosexual and you're sleeping off Hennessy in his guest room because he says it's safe. Because I know I'm bent, so I don't, after a big party, won't say what type, won't say where. I'm sleep. I'm gone because I'm 4-5 Hennessy's deep and not short Hennessy's either. And this dude tries to climb into bed with you. So you spaz out, push him out, like, what the fuck? Get ready to leave. He apologizes, blame it on the alcohol. And you try to forgive him. So you're like, all right, man. All right, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out, and he tries to grab your penis. He tries to shake and grab your equipment. And you spaz even more. Like, what the fuck you doing, man? What the fuck? Oh, my bad. So you go to leave, he tries to do it again. Now, at that point, my only regret is not breaking multiple bones in this person's face. Like beating the dog shit out of this person, right? Because that's available to me at all times. That inner grizzly bear is always available, but in the moment, I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? And wanted to. But you got a guy that's a billionaire, and I got $3,000 in my bank account. Who they gonna believe? Right? I got that $3,000. That's my son's mom's rent for next month. Got to make sure little man's taken care of. That's my rent, and that's a little bit for the gas tank, and the rest of it I can go to the dollar store and get some bread and bologna and hot dogs and mustard, and I can get by, work was slow.
Right?
A lot of the work
He said he know how to thug it out. Okay, he don't need nobody money that bad. All right. He okay with being a struggling actor. Ain't nothing worth it.
that was coming was
He sold me on a bologna sandwich, okay? Because that's the life of a struggling artist.
it had penis attached to it. I'm like, fuck that, man. I'm not. That's not what I want. That's not what I'm about to do. I regret not speaking up then, not being brave enough to, and I regret not hurting this person because I got a big heart. Mother had a big heart. Mother's heart was just big as Slim Michigan. She was like a little yellow boy. You finna come and you gonna be a part of my family. And I always try to think about things, you know, and not lash out, even though I wanted to, even though I want to. I'm mad at me for not hitting him. I'm mad at me for not speaking up and saying something. Because between that year and now, how many young Black actors have fell for that? How many of them, and you can hear him say it on you can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him say that he has several guys, multiple guys on payroll, 6 figures a year, that pop up and they do whatever he wants and they go back home. So they pop in, they grab their ankles, they do whatever he wants. And I'm like, I'm not finna fucking do that. I'm not doing that. I don't want to make it that bad. I want to be able to shave in the fucking morning without any grief or any regret or any shame waiting for me in the mirror. There's a trauma that comes with being bullied and intimidated and sexually harassed like that. And the bad part is when the truth comes out, a lot of y'all in here are gonna be like, man, I don't believe it. And you can watch me on whatever news station. I'll take polygraphs live on TV. You can hear the recordings yourself. Person has a very distinctive voice when they offer me $100 grand to take my clothes off. Person has a very distinctive voice when they literally sexually assault me and try to grab my private parts and I'm blocking their hand like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, my bad. And tries to do it again. Some of these people are y'all heroes. Some of these people y'all have deified and set up on a stool or on a stoop. It's taking everything in me not to say. But I promise you this. I will promise you this. As an executive on the show, I'm grateful for this person for showing me how not to be. When you're the boss, how not to be. You don't sexually harass your employees. You don't pressure them, bully them, try to intimidate them into what you want. I am grateful for that lesson. I'm glad that God sat back because not only was he watching to see if I was the person that he thought he had made, but he was letting me see who I am. And I'm grateful for it because it let me know, and that gave me a lot of my bravery. I thank God that he just sat back and watched. It's going to be a conversation really soon. And it won't be a conversation or accusations. Again, I let the statute of limitations run out. It's never been about money. My concern is that this person is still doing it, still a predator. And it's not okay. And I wish I was brave enough to speak up back then. I was worried that he would get in the way and try to interfere with my work and try to blackball me because he couldn't ball me. Pun intended. It's going to be a conversation had real soon. The beauty of non-disclosure agreements is that even if you do sign them, you can't speak about certain things, but confidentiality agreements don't, after speaking with several attorneys, they do not prohibit you. They can't prevent you from going to police departments and reporting sexual harassment and giving them your receipts, giving them your recordings, giving them your PDFs. And they don't prevent you from reporting felonies. Sexual harassment is a felony. If you tell a person, if you tell a whole grown man, like, hey, I ain't into dudes, yeah, y'all shut the fuck up. You tell a grown man, I'm not into guys, and he tries to grab your private parts, not once but twice, after trying to climb into bed with you. That is the legal definition of sexual assault.
Period. Period.
So, yeah. And no, I didn't see that documentary. Yeah, NDA and confidentiality agreement do not cover crimes, and they don't prevent you from taking all your evidence to the police, and then there's a public record. So at some point really soon, this conversation is gonna have to happen because it's fucking with me. It's bothering me.
It's okay, brother.
You
got the courage now.
Y'all gonna be disappointed in who it is because y'all been fooled.
Expose it. I won't be disappointed. I'll be happy. Let me know who the trash that is around.
Yeah, exactly. You said it. No means no.
Yep.
I got multiple friends in the industry that are LGBTQ plus. I've had drinks with
that doesn't even matter.
Castmate and his boyfriend.
It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter what his sexual preference is, Naughty Crew. If someone makes an advance at you and you tell them no, that should be it. They should not continue to try to push their agenda. Doesn't matter if he's gay, if he's straight, it doesn't matter.
I don't give a fuck who they sleeping with. I don't give a flying fuck at a rolling donut who these people are sleeping with. How do you treat me as a human being? That's what matters to me. That'll be the only thing that affects how I treat you. If you're respectful of my boundaries, then I can have a drink with you and your girlfriend or you and your boyfriend. I don't care.
That doesn't even matter.
I don't have heaven to send you to when you leave here. That's God's job to judge you. But what we not gonna do, we're not gonna try to force. Nah, man. It's taking everything in me not to air that out. Everything. I've been carrying this with me for a decade and a half. More.
Hey, 12 game.
I'm gonna get off of that subject. it's going to be addressed, and it's going to be addressed soon. And if anybody has a problem with me telling the truth about predators in this industry, then they are truly part of the problem. And I'll say that out front. So that way, when certain people who are worried about their work that are tied to this person or whatever, it's because they're selfish and they're worried about work.
And money.
You can't treat people like that. And when I'm the boss, when I'm CEO, when I can make any TV show and film that I want, people are going to be able to come work with me and know that they don't have to worry about bullshit. They don't have to worry about opportunities being tied to sexual favors. They won't have to worry about being sexually harassed and intimidated and bullied because they didn't acquiesce to the sexual harassment or the attempted sexual assault or any of that. They're going to be able to show up and work and create amazing and great stuff without that. I was on a show, and if I had done what this actress did, just switching lanes, if I had done what she did, I'd never work again and I'd be in jail. She used to come up and pat me on the jump, like pat my penis, like, "Oh, okay, I see that print." And I checked her. I grabbed her hand right away, checked her, like, what the fuck are you doing? That ain't okay. I'll do that shit. I'm going to jail.
Mm-hmm.
What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
She did it again. Grabbed her hand. I was like, "Stop. That shit ain't funny." We're preparing for a scene. She walks past, cups my equipment, and was like, "Oh, you got some girth." When I tell you,
it is not good when a female does it either. Either way, it's not right. Nobody has the right to enforce to force their will upon you. And do not touch me unless I invite you to touch me, period.
had that been a dude, I'd have punched them in their motherfucking mouth. If I behaved like this woman, this particular actress had done, in that moment, I'd be in jail, I'd be canceled, and I would never fucking work again. You don't get to walk past somebody.
It's time to even the playing field. This goes for men, women predators. Women are predators too out here, Naughty Crew. Like, it's time to even the playing field. And this behavior has to end. And how it ends? By people speaking out. When you keep their secrets, that empowers them even more. People need to understand that. That gives them more power and more control to continue to create more victims. See something or something happens, you have to say something right away. Hold that a person accountable right away.
And be like, "Oh, that's nice," and pat them on their fucking private. What I get to call my job is a blessing, and I love it, and I'm grateful to God about it. Nah, it absolutely wasn't Cheryl Pepsi Riley. Please don't do that. That's my heart. I love her to the moon and back. She's a consummate professional. It was another it was a TV and film project, and she felt entitled to do that bullshit. Now, had I said something and she was higher than me on the call sheet, they would have just wrote me out. I'd have died. I told you, Miguel. They'd have wrote my character out and killed them off or whatever. And you're like, okay, boom, this is a series regular. I'm 1, 2, 3 on the call sheet. But that's not okay. It's not okay. Y'all wonder why I stay in my fucking dressing room while we on set. Because it's bullshit out there. And it's people that don't appreciate and aren't there to honor the opportunity that we have. They're just doing whatever they want to, whatever they feel entitled to. Imagine a man walking past a woman saying, tapping, saying, I see that print poking through. I'm going to jail that very day.
You're right.
But she can do it and continue to work in this industry.
Can't. No, she can't. And that's why men need to start reporting this stuff when they harass on a job like that. Some women are very ballsy and aggressive. It's not okay.
If I report her to the female executives that were on that particular show, it's gonna get swept under the rug because they had already told me, you know, just Christian, just stand here and be pretty. Just stand here and look pretty. While I'm asking about certain things in the scene so I can make it make sense to me intellectually. Just stand there and be pretty. So of course I can't trust. P, give me a minute. Chill out. I'm venting.
Hey, give him a minute, P.
Of course I can't trust them. Stand there and be pretty. That's that bullshit that men told women for decades. So why the entire fuck is that okay for you to say that to me when I'm asking?
It's not okay. It's not okay. And people need to stop looking on the surface at the beauty and just understand that people are just human beings with feelings. Seriously, it's disgusting.
Asking you the history of a particular scene so I can make it make sense to me honestly here. So that way when the words exit my spirit, it's honest. A few people calling me right now because they're probably seeing this and they're wondering if I'm actually going to tip the can over, and I want to. I fucking want to so bad. Because I'm tired of carrying it. I'm tired of carrying and having to deal with the bully and the harassment. Years. Not one, not two, not three, more. Years of sexual harassment and attempted sexual assault. And I want to air that shit out so bad. I'm having a night, clearly. Pretty boys deserve the same respect as the block button. Go fuck yourself. I'm a grown ass man. I'm 48. I'm not a pretty boy. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me now? Okay, some people can hear me. Can you? Good. Yeah, it's not, yeah. And if you know me, then you know I'm a grown man. Don't call me pretty boy. That's some bullshit. So yeah, I needed to vent and get some of this out of my system because there's a vitriol that you carry when you deal with this. And there's a trauma that comes with it because you never know. Like, okay, is this meeting legit? Or is this some bullshit? Is this another one of those meetings where you meet with a black billionaire businessman, and while my manager is there, everything is everything. I got my Kinko's presentation with the plastic cover on it. I pay good money on this, good money. I'm running it down like you can invest in this, that, and the other. So as my manager leaves, he moves into a conference room, and I'm like, okay, what's a conference room? Nothing sketchy about this. Didn't realize that the doors on the side of the conference room right there led into his suite. So about 8 or 10 minutes, I'm nervous in my phone. I'm like, okay, what the fuck? What is, okay, you changing? You got to use the bathroom. Is it number 2? Cool. He comes back in silk pajamas, silk robe, right as they're delivering strawberries and champagne like this is Pretty Woman or a fucking date.
Oh my God. Who is he talking about, Naughty Crew? What the Harvey Weinstein is going on? Who is he talking about? I need to know.
Now, I'm like, wait, whoa, this ain't that. I'm not him, and this ain't that. I'd love for you to invest in my company. He probably should have, because he would own a piece of all the Queen's Men. The books I've already sold, the 6 or 8 books I'm about to release, all of that. He would have had a piece of all of that monetarily, but he didn't. He was thinking with his dick. And yeah, he came back in, grabbed a strawberry, sat down, and I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. You got my presentation, I'm gone. He's like, are you sure? I said, yeah. Yes, I'm sure.
What do you mean, are you sure? The first no wasn't enough? Jeez.
I'm sure. He's like, are you sure? That second, are you sure, means if you don't stay and do what I want, you're not going to get what you're hoping for. Now, this particular guy is out here paying tuition for entire classes of HBCUs after this sketchy shit. Want to air him out too. I'm just tired of carrying this bullshit with me.
Okay, notice he said the HBCUs. Okay, member Jonathan Odie mentioned the Boule, which is the black sector of the Illuminati. And the Boule is made up of your Freemasons, your different fraternities. Okay, all right, and a lot of people that you look up to are a part of these secret societies. Okay, your Jesse Jacksons, your give me some names, y'all. Richard Lewis, Roger Smith. A lot of the people that you look up to come from these fraternities, okay? And they all take part in these sexual rituals.
I'm tired. There are wolves in the hen house. And yeah, it's disappointing because you're like, okay, well, I want to learn from this person, or I want to learn from this person, or maybe partner with this person over here because he's investing in black companies, not knowing that he's a predator. And this person who's supposed to be your mentor is the worst predator of all. It's got to come out at some point. So, just, yeah, you carry shit and it gets heavy. I'm gonna call my brother back. I'm so fucking close to tipping a glass over and just letting the marbles roll wherever they go because I'm tired of carrying it. And it would be easier to just file that police report, name that person for attempted sexual assault, name that person for sexual harassment for years, turn over the evidence, and then let the world hear him offer me $100,000 to take my clothes off. Thank God he made me the way I am.
Thank God.
And I could say no. I was broke as fuck. But I tell you, I would have loved that $100,000. I wasn't finna sell my soul.
But that's what they bank on. They wait for you to be in a desperate, vulnerable position so that they can leverage you. And just imagine how many people weren't strong like Christian to walk away. Imagine how many people ended up selling their souls, like your YS Osiris's, your Ushers. You know what I mean? That's what. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Warriors. You talking about the basketball game? Let me go ahead and get you this black button. You can fight with that, warrior.
Mm.
I'm gonna log off before I spill this shit, man, and fuck up y'all year. Fuck up 2020.
Well, guess what? The year is already effed up, okay? The year is already effed up. I told you, Naughty Crew, this is the year of reveal, okay? So I appreciate his courage. I really, really do. Hopefully this will give other people courage to come forward. You know, you see the ridicule that different men face. All right. So now I want to get into who do we think he's talking about? Not it could be a number of people. And Christian has played on a lot of shows. He's played on Saints and Sinners, which is a show about a mega church, right? That was very, very corrupt. All right. Now he's currently on All the Queen's Men. And from what we heard from this live, he's one of the producers of the show. So a lot of people are throwing Tyler Perry's name around. Then other people are throwing around TD Jakes, okay? Because there's some stuff being revealed about TD Jakes. And him, once he started mixing with Diddy, I said, oh, false prophet, false prophet. And I remember when TD Jakes was first starting to blow up. All the church ladies in my job, all the church, I'm going to get to the comments, Kim, 1 second. All the church lady in my job, they was on top of him like white on rice. And I'm just like, why? We don't know him. We do not know him. Okay? Why? All right, let's get into some of these comments because they were interesting. All right. A lot of Hollywood came out. So Tammy Roman, she came out and said, Christian, I've been around you several times and you are such a light who walks with integrity and peace. And I'm sorry you've experienced this, but I commend your bravery. In this instance, your bravery is selfless and will protect so many who could go through this after you. You are the person with the strength and protection from God to handle this journey. That's why, as you stated, it's a difficult decision. It's been heavy on you, but you feel overwhelmingly compelled to speak on it. That's God saying it's time and to step out, for He will be with you. Just know that when there's a Goliath in front of you, there's a David inside of you. My prayers are with you as you heal from this trauma. Okay. Also, I'm trying to see. Let's see. Elise Neal came out and said, my brother, I understand and I completely am with you. I've been in these situations and I'm proud of you. Like I'm proud of myself for always taking the long route. Love you. Okay. So that's Elise Neal talking about what's happened to her. Terry Vaughn. Terry Vaughn says, sending love, strength, and positive healing energy your way, my brother. I know Terry Vaughn got a story because she was on the set with that creep. She was on the set with that creep, Steve Harvey, okay? Let me see. So Gary Owen, the comedian, he said, sorry you had to go through this and have been carrying this with you for so long, bro. All right, that's all the comments. Yeah. That's all it'll let me see for now. All right. So y'all gonna have to go over to his profile to see the rest of the comments. I know Claudia commenting and things like that. I'm glad to see people are rallying around him. All right. But TD Jakes is in question too, and his behavior and grooming and things like that. So I found a couple of like it's people speaking out on TikTok about him. and how they're finding discrepancies in his sermons. Let me see. Hold on. Oops, that's the wrong one. And that's what's sad, you guys. I see my nephew's comment when he's saying, I'm glad it's definitely someone black. It's so sad because of all the struggles that we have been through the years, right? To fight for our rights, our rights to vote, our rights for freedom, this basic civil rights. And as soon as these men get into power, what's the first thing they do? They exploit their own people. I find it quite disgusting. Seriously. But TD Jakes comes across as a false prophet to me. Let's hear this young man. Hold on.
Say about God.
Hold on.
A lot of you know TD Jakes, but most of his teaching is unbiblical, and this is what he has to say about God.
God is my business partner, and my giving to him is his cut. And if I rip off his cut, why should he bless me? I start giving on that level so that God would owe me. Oh, y'all don't hear what I'm saying? You can't handle that.
See, I want to stop it right there because not only is that preaching complete blasphemy, it says in the Bible that people will have itching ears and will only preach a doctrine of men rather than God. It's time to wake up. A lot of y'all still sleeping because a lot of these mega pastors, a lot of these mega churches only want your money. They don't want you to have a true relationship with God, because the Lord didn't say he's going to bless you with what you want. He will bless you with what you need, because it's not all about you. But TD Jakes, he said that God has to pour him out a blessing. He said there is no other way.
That God had to open up the windows of heaven and pour me out a blessing.
Lord have mercy on his soul. And then you hear everybody in the background just cheering and saying, oh yeah, it's because they have itching ears. They no longer crave sound doctrine. It's time to wake up. It's time to wake up.
It's time. It's time to wake up. You cannot idolize. And the reason why I bring all of these examples up, hold on, let me see what this one is. Let me just make sure there's no music. That's right. And guess who all of these false prophets and these figures were ushered into the industry by? To prey on your sexuality, to prey on your children. Who ushered all these people in? Our token black queen, Oprah. Okay?
Sexuality, and says his view has evolved and is evolving.
Well, it's a complex issue. It's a real complex issue, and it was in the Bible days. Sexuality versus spirituality. Paul spends a lot of time wrestling back and forth, trying to understand, should a woman wear her head covered? Should you cut your hair? I mean, they grappled back then, and we're grappling now, because we are humans, and we are flawed, and we are not God. Yeah. Once you understand you're not God, you leave yourself an out clause to grow. Yeah, to grow.
Jakes gave this ambiguous answer about homosexuality.
Is it because, did he give that answer because he's trying to cover up for his sexuality? I'm just saying, people don't hang out with Puffy just for no reason. I'm just sorry. And for you to be showing up to his parties as a pastor, a major minister at a mega church, okay? Look at these two. Oh, chummy. Aren't they cute? Weird. It's weird, Naughty Crew. It's weird. Right? Look at it again. Watch the head tilt. Okay? Naughty Crew.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
It's definitely suspicious and weird. And Puffy just always has some weird gestures, some weird behaviors. But Y'all know I love my mediums. This woman is a medium, and she spoke on TD Jakes in 2022. Here we go.
Prepare to meet your God. I will lay them low in a pit and let times pass over them. This is the word of the Lord. I'm sure that's easy to understand. The next part of the prophecy is called TD Jakes. TD Jakes is a homosexual and a pedophile. He has defiled minors. He has used boys willingly and against their will. He is brotherhood, fallen brotherhood, secret brotherhood. He will be exposed, and the filth will hit the newspapers in every country where his name has ever been famous, where his touch has ever been felt. This is a worldwide scandal. To the extent that he defiled, meaning to the extent that he abused and defiled, especially the young ones, let him be defamed. That means let the name that he has left behind in the earth be utterly destroyed. This is the judgment of the watcher speaking in heaven against this man's name and legacy. He will not have any legacy left. God says before this man dies, he will not have any legacy left. He will die fighting for the last shreds of his dignity and legacy. He will die fighting. Listen, those of you who sit on the fence. He will die fighting not for the mercy of God to be restored to him. What a terrible thing it is to lose the love, the favor, and the mercy of God. He will not die fighting for mercy to come back to him. God says he will die fighting for his name that he values above God. That is the Lord's assessment of him. He will battle in court. He will battle the press. He will battle his accusers. He will battle unsuccessfully to suppress evidence in a court of law. He will fight and say that certain tapes, certain text messages should not be admitted into evidence. He will use money, power, clout, and influence, but to no avail, says the Lord. He will not protect his ministry and empire. God says that the potter's house will fall. The potter's house and everybody in it will fall. And every single piece of it, the Lord has been saying, will come out and be admitted into evidence. Prepare the way of the Lord, for whatever has been done in darkness must come out, says the Most High of all flesh. I have given seats to men. I have given callings. I have given gifts. I have given them mentorship power. I have put my people under their care. Instead, they went to the dark side and they drank from the devil's cup. Yet I said, you cannot drink the cup of God and of devils. This is 1 Corinthians 10, 21 and 22. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord and the cup of demons. You cannot partake of the Lord's table and of the table of demons. Would we provoke the Lord to jealousy? Prepare to meet your God. I will lay them low in a pit and let times pass over them. This is the word of the Lord. I'm sure that's easy to understand. The next part of
Sorry. Here's another person exposing TD Jakes. And this just popped up. I ain't even mean for it to pop up, okay? They not playing with him. Be careful who you idolize.
Your measuring stick, brothers and sisters, viewers, of a man of God is his fame. That's right. Or his size following. That's right. Fame, a large following, is irrelevant. A false prophet is one that preached Jesus. That's right. Yes, he will. He preached Christ. That's right. He preached against some sin. That's right. But things that the Bible speaks against, he will change and uphold. That's right. Here the Bible said that something not a woman that teach no use of authority over the man. That's right. TD Jakes got women preachers in his pulpit. That's right. Here the Bible says, repent and be baptized, every one of you, in the name of Jesus Christ. TD Jakes do not believe in a baptism in the name of Jesus Christ at all. In fact, he teach you don't have to be baptized. Now, if he say you don't have to be baptized, then that means Jake the snake is a liar. That's right. Because Jesus said you must be born again of the water. That's right. Of the water. Hallelujah. And of the Spirit. Jake says, be born of the Spirit. Right. That's not enough. That's right. Jesus said, be born of the water and of the Spirit. That's right. Other doctrines. Some of it ain't good enough. Oh, no. Gotta have all of it. All right. Amen. T.D. Jakes don't believe that the women should cover their head. And the Bible said in 11th chapter, 1 Corinthians 4, this cause of the woman to have power on her head. That's right. Because of the angel. Amen. Jakes don't see nothing wrong with wearing earrings, finger rings, nose jewels, and ankle chains like church-going Christian hoes. That's right. The word of our God says, in that day, God shall take away the tinkling ornaments from about the feet. That's their calls, their round tires like the moon, their chains, their rings, their bracelets. The word of God, their nose jewels. That's right. The Bible said in the book of Jeremiah, chapter 4, and verse 30, when thou art spoiled, what you going to do? Go you deck yourself in crimson, and you rake your face with paint, which is the day makeup. The prophet said, in vain, you got to make thyself fair. That's right. If it was vain to the prophets then, why is it not vain to you television liars now? That's right. Amen. Amen. Why in God's church? That's right. You should not have no bareheaded women.
Okay. Woo, child. Welcome to the panel, Kim. I dropped the link. If anyone wants to come up and give their thoughts, okay? And please be respectful of my platform, period, okay? This is not a platform for people to be arguing back and forth. We're not doing that over here. Everyone has a right to their opinion. Everyone has a right to express themselves. But we have to respectfully agree to disagree, because I will drop you off my panel. This is not what we're here for. This is an informational platform so that people can walk away with different point of views and they can grow in their thinking. All right. And just because you feel something about something, that doesn't mean everybody has to agree with you. Hey, Kim.
Hey. Man, that was a lot. Man, I felt so bad for him. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I felt so bad for him. Oh, because you could tell he was in so much pain. That thing has hit him real deep, and he been, that's the kind of stuff that just niggles at your spirit. It's been eating away at him bit by bit over all these years, and he been trying to come to terms with it or reconcile it in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Even though he said he's held on to it to tell it, but I think in some ways he's even gone past the time in which his statutes of limitation. So in a way, he has been reconciling with that thing and trying to figure out how he can come to terms with it. But it has now it has ate him up so much, it has become the fiber of his being. Okay? Notty do look nice today, and Notty must got on a good bra, because them Tite sitting up there like two cantaloupes.
I got my
Where you going after the show?
Now, this is just my little fancy workout outfit I got on.
I need to get me one of them.
Yeah, they want to sell. You better go to Fenty website.
I'm going to go now. Right. So is that wait a minute, not to be TMI, but is that the top that holds you up like that, or you got a bra on up under there?
No, this is the top.
I'm going. Oh, yeah. Oh, that is cute. Oh, that is too cute. I'm going to go over there and get me one. Little outfit. That is too cute. That's like an outfit. Yeah.
It's a sale right now. That's why I'm loving Fenty.
I'm going on there too, and the earrings and everything matching. You just going. But listen, the other thing is, I don't know who that was in his thing, but he seemed like he got some people in his camp that love him and concerned about him. You know what I mean?
I'm glad of that.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. So he don't be in this alone.
If you go to his page and just go through the comments yourself, you'll see how many people came out to gather around him to support him. And that's what's up, because people need to understand, by all of these people keeping these monsters secrets all these years, they only empowered them more. Seriously. Your Mary J. Blige, your Faith Evans, you know they seen stuff. Little Kim, you know they seen stuff. You know they seen stuff. And quiet as it's kept, it's a tape out there on Mary too. I hate to say it.
Oh, me and my cousin was talking about that today.
And the only reason why I haven't brought it to my channel is because I felt like the man that was speaking about it, he was kind of braggadocious about it. He wasn't from a stance of like he was a victim. He was just like, yeah, Mary she was flying me out everywhere. You know what I mean? I was only like 15, 16. And I just questioned his motive.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just question his motive, because if he was 15, 16 hanging around adults that probably didn't necessarily know what his age was, you know what I mean? He was just like in there by association and who he knew. And you know what I mean? They was just drinking and drugging back then. So people was ignoring what each other age was, not making an excuse and not making it right. But it's
I know what you're saying. You're just stating how that stuff came about. But I'm gonna tell you something else about Christian. When he first started off this interview, you know, he's looking like Christian. But I swear, the more he talked about it, the more it seemed like it aged him in this conversation. I'm just saying, he looked like he was older than what he started when he started talking about it.
Yeah,
this thing has drained him. But honey, he done took he got all of the receipts. Okay. Showed his pen and everything, and then he said he don't watch Jason Bourne. He got back up.
Okay, and I know for a fact when he waved that box and said that he started recording, I know for a fact he made people nervous. Just with that one gesture.
Yes.
Just with that one gesture.
And that backup on backup. Because in other words, even if you take me out, see backup on backup, that means you might have gave it to a baby mama or something. Anything ever happened to me, press the red button. Get on the back phone. Yep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And see, that's what they bank on, catching you off guard so you can't hit record, so you don't gather evidence on it. They bank on that. And it sounds to me about the Twitch situation like it was a whole setup. You know what I mean? It was a blackmail setup. And that's what they use. They use blackmail to put you in bad positions. And that's why we got to start driving a culture where if something happens to you, you need to report it right away. You need to speak on it right away. No, I don't care how powerful people are, because if you take them out of there, you taking their power away.
That's true.
You taking their power away.
You do. I believe in that though. I had to have a problem at my job. They were trying to make me fall. They wanted to make me cheat the customers, and in so many different ways. Part of it would have been wire fraud, because you know you do electronic contracts now. So I taped them, and then I said, before I quit, I sent it over to the owner. I said, here, I'm sending you this right now so you can see what's going on, and then the second you're gonna see my resignation. But you got to do that to look out for your own self.
Exactly. I let me tell you, I have dealt with sexual harassment on the workplace, and I reported that mofo.
Yeah, you got to.
I'm gonna make you feel real uncomfortable all up in here.
But I'm gonna tell you something so commendable about him. So many people would have taken that $100,000 a deal, whatever, to get ahead. But look at this brother. He did the right thing. All right. And he's still making movies. He writing books. He didn't miss it. He's getting his, because what God got for you, God got for you. You ain't got to sell your soul in order to get it. Now you may not be as fast, okay, but what do you got to do? But I felt him when he said, when I shave in the morning, I need to be able to be comfortable with what I look at. Oh, hi, Alan. I'm sorry. Let me stop talking.
Nah,
you
nephew.
good,
Hey,
you good,
nephew.
Kim.
Thank you for staying.
What's
Thank
up?
you for
What's up? You already know, man. I'm gonna be here. No, I agree with everything you saying. Plus, you know what I'm saying? As a man, I can say personally that would be something hard for me to even come out and say because I got to deal with the mental breakdown of what happened to me first. Then I got to think
Right.
about, am I still a man or am I still a straight man? It's a lot of psychological craziness that goes into a man breaking down whether or not he want to come forward or not. So I believe old boy, and I know he telling real. You know what I'm saying? And I know people gonna believe him because it take a lot for a man. It hasn't been a man for real yet who's came out and said, boom, I'm finna drop all this tea regardless of what people think about me. You know what I mean? And that's why I
Well,
believe him. And go
can I
ahead, go ahead.
interrupt you, nephew? It
Yeah.
actually has been a man. Terry
Yeah,
Crews
Terry
has come.
Crews.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no, I heard about Terry. I heard about Terry. Yeah, I
let
heard
me
about.
share
I
that
was
with you.
watching. Yeah, no,
Y'all
I
might have
heard
came
about
in late.
Terry.
Yeah, y'all
You
might
said
have
what?
came in late. Y'all might have
Yeah,
came
no,
in
I can't.
late. I did that earlier in the show. Hold on. Let me back it up here. All right, here we go. But he's been speaking up about it, and Corey Feldman has been speaking up about it for years. But for whatever
Yeah, you
reason,
talking about old boy from the Goonies?
yes, from the Goonies.
Yeah, yeah, old boy from the
But he,
Goonies been on their neck.
yeah.
Oh.
But here is Terry Cruz's account. Here we go. For those of you who missed it.
Bennett, who was the head of the motion picture department at William Morris Endeavor.
In February of 2016, Cruz says he and the Hollywood super agent Adam Bennett were at the same party. Bennett has represented some of Hollywood's biggest names: Liam Hemsworth, Emma Stone, Sylvester Stallone, Eddie Murphy, and Adam Sandler.
You're talking about a very, very powerful man who has access to studio heads. What they do affects every part of the business, from producers, writers, actors. They own finance companies, the whole thing.
And did you know him before the party?
And I did not know him. I heard of him. We had never, ever even had a conversation. Okay. So I just heard, and actually, I was actually looking forward to meeting him.
But instead of a professional meet and greet, Cruz claims Bennett leered at him from across the room.
And he looked me in my eyes and he was sticking his tongue out overtly sexually to me. I mean, it was no mistake that this was a sexual type tongue move. And I'm going, and I'm thinking it's a joke. I'm thinking, is this how this guy breaks the ice? I don't understand what this is.
Confused, Cruz said he reached out to shake his hand.
I reached my hand out and he takes his right hand and under mine and immediately squeezes, grabs my genitals and and I'm jump back like, hey.
Did y'all see Michael Strahan when he moved back?
Do it again. I didn't see it. I missed that part. I was too busy concentrating on Terry.
You see, to me, that is Pasha of, I know what you mean, brother. I've been through this too.
He been where he was at. Cause I mean, you gotta be real too. Nobody want to believe it, but since when have they ever let black people make any real money for nothing?
You
know
ain't
what I'm saying?
lying, Alan. You better tell the truth.
Make it to certain places, period, without having to do something first. You know what I'm saying?
That's
So it's
right.
like,
You ain't never lied.
if you look at history, it's never been a time of even when it came to just to be Masons. Black men couldn't come straight up and be Masons. They had to go through some BS first and then come up with their own chapter just to say they was a part of something. You know what I mean? Every time black woman ever had to come to the table, they had to give up a little something, you know what I'm saying, to get something. You know what I mean? And one of the many ways they do it to our black people in this business is they gonna make them put on a dress. They gonna try to make them, downplay them or make them feel less of just to get. You hear celebrities all the time, even with Denzel and them. I done had to pay my way to get to where I am. I had to do so much to get to where I am. You know what I mean? And do believe it was nothing that we thinking on no kiddie stuff like, they probably had to cut their fingers and put their fingers together like we used to do in grade school. Nah, they was out there doing the real deed. Some of them was bending over. Some of them was
having other people be bent over, you know what I'm saying? You know, sacrificing whatever, you know what I mean? This whole kind of craziness going on. I mean, I feel like it's sad though, because it's like it feels like every time black people take a step forward is always a constant reminder that we can't take no steps without no strings, without no chains, without nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like a whole bunch of us gonna have to lay down for the rest of us to come behind them to be able to walk across without getting splashed on with dirt or nothing. You know what I mean? So it's crazy world.
You better say that, Alan.
It's another form of enslavement, to be quite honest.
A
And
butt
the major
Word.
problem
breaking.
I have with our
You
people,
called it butt breaking.
but the major problem I have is that when our people get in a position of power, rather than to put their hand out to lift their brother up so that we can
Yep.
create this generational world together, the first thing they do is exploit us and question our integrity. Well, how bad do you want it? Well, what would you do to get it? You understand? Pressing and testing your manhood, your womanhood, and things like that. And only thing they're doing is perpetuating the systems of slavery over and over and over again.
And you ain't lied, because when I was in the military, I was in the army. I had a sergeant in my unit. I first time I ever ran into Masons was in the military. They is thick in there. Okay, I had a sergeant, E6. I was trying to become a Mason, and he told me straight up. He said, "Webb, it's not for you." He said, because you like to, do your own thing. He said, they don't want people that know how to do their own thing, who can stand on their own like that. They want people that's going to follow. But he said, to keep it real with you, he said, this is the reason why I don't really go to meet. And he was a grand master. He told me straight up. He said, look, man. Yeah, he told me straight up. He said, look, man. He said, in the beginning, yes, the Masons, they all about church, they all about God. He said, and that's how I look. He said, because my grandfather, my father, my uncles, they was all Masons. He said, but the further you get up the ladder, the further and further away it gets from anything faith-based.
Wow.
So, you know what I mean? That's where it starts right there.
They use mind control.
Mm-hmm.
And if they feel like you're not weak-minded, they don't want you in it because they want somebody that they can control. I know somebody that's in it deep generationally, and that masonry comes before their family, comes before God, comes before themselves. Like, on top of taking care of his family, on top of his work duties, he also got to do duties for them.
Paying dues.
And what they do is they cover for each other. They help each other cheat on their wives or whatever. They cover up at all costs. They are sworn to secrecy. They cover up all the dirty deeds. And they always have their main wife at home, and then they got their side chick. And when they done with the side chick, they try to pass them through the other Masons. That's what they do.
There it is. They just a game. They just like a game. Same morals, same rules.
And I can't do that initiation.
Go ahead, Kim. Sorry.
No, I said I can't do them initiations.
I can't do those secret societies, period. Okay. I tried. Oh, now this is my nephew here on the panel. Okay, we was this raised to be independent thinkers and not followers. Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah, we blood for real.
No wonder you so cool, Alan. You got me over here talking. You got me over here testifying. I'm like, say that.
Yeah, nah. I mean, but what she's saying is real. Like, in our family, like they raise us to be, your own thinker. Stand on your own too. You know what I'm saying? If anything you go by, you're going to do it on your own. You're going to live and fall by your own morals. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's how the Webb family's always been. So I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad we never had that opportunity to be in the industry, because they wouldn't keep us. You know what I'm saying? Just because we think for ourselves. You know what I'm saying?
But Alan, that's how I was raised too as well. My mother always said it, called it a voice. Because people always, well, you could tell I'm a talker, right? But they would always tell my mother and check my mom, and she was like, you need to tell Kim something, because she disrespectful. She be speaking that to adults like they whatever. She says, listen, I give my kid a voice. because she's not always around me. She says, in this way, she says, that's how kids get taken advantage of because y'all always telling them to be quiet. She said, one thing for sure is that she gonna know that she got a voice and she can use it. All right, period.
That's right.
And you know, I really took that serious. I use
No,
my voice.
I understand that. Because honestly, may he rest in peace. My grandfather was the one that gave me my voice. And when I used to be a quiet kid, I didn't want to speak up a lot because I was afraid. And he was the first one to tell me, just because you a kid doesn't mean an adult can disrespect you. And I've lived by that ever since. I've lived it by it ever since. And not a lot of people like it, but oh well.
But you know what my mother also said is that when you give your kids a voice, that protects them when she said that protects Kimberly when I'm not around.
Word.
Because most adults, they want to take kids, they think they can take advantage of it. They know you got a big mouth, you're gonna be running your mouth telling everything. You know, then that's when they take advantage of you. But you know, when Christian was talking about that $100,000 and that how he needed it, that he was broke at that time and all the rest of that, I felt that so much because I am such that I stand on my principles staunchly. I had the courage of every one of my convictions. I've had a child and it still spoke my mind and or left a job because I knew I was going to be able to get something else, but certain shit I just was not going to take. Period. Okay. And we may have not been able to go to the movies and just eat that, but we made it though. Bottom line. But I'm not getting ready to be falling because if you fall for everything, if you fall for anything, you fall for everything.
Yeah, if you don't stand for something, you're gonna fall for anything for real.
That's what I'm trying to say there.
That's true. Yeah, I already knew it. I already knew it.
I love it, you guys. I love it. And you know, I was so happy when I woke up this morning. I saw that he spoke out, and I was like, oh no, I gotta go get his whole live. I don't want little snippets from all these little bloggers and stuff. I want to hear everything he has to say. And you know what? I'm so proud that he found his voice, and hopefully he will give the next person a voice. And as you heard in that live, Cassie gave him the courage to come forward. So, you know, Cassie's the real hero here, okay? Because she opened up the floodgate and detailed what goes on with their rituals and everything. And it's no turning back for Diddy at this point. You know, it's rumored he's hiding in London right now. But word on the curve is they gearing up. They got that criminal investigation going. They've been contacting witnesses. Even Gene Dill said he was contacted because they wanted to know witness and videotape and things like that. But they're gearing up for that RICO. And
you know, once they step in the courtroom, them NDAs go out the window in the courtroom. So
once a crime is committed, the NDA is null and void.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That NDA is out. Yeah. So once they hit that courtroom, it's a lot of hot teeth finna burn some people for real.
So with them NDAs, them NDAs, that's the newer wave. See, back in the day, they didn't have those, but they banked on the ignorance of people and not knowing what they are. You know how many people thought they couldn't speak up once they signed that? But once a crime is committed, that NDA, that contract is null and void, people. And that's what people need to understand. And that's what a lot of these Hollywood elites do. They play on your intelligence to take you for
that
granted.
In your fear.
Right. You're right, Alan. That fear is because that's what a lot of people try to do. They try to manage you through fear and intimidation.
Yeah, because I mean, if you ever listen to any of these celebrities, they always say, man, well, you know, these people are high-powered people. They can control how your career goes. They can control whether you get a part, don't get a part. You know what I'm saying? Whether you can basically, if you could pay your rent that month or not. You know what I mean? And you know, we already living in a time where we picking and choosing between paying rent and trying to eat. You know, let's be honest. So think of it on how much that weight is on people that live a different lifestyle than us. You know what I'm saying? And us down here. So. You know what I mean? You got people like questioning, oh, well, you know, I really need this and I'm doing it for my family and I'm doing it for this and I'm doing for that. But at the end of the day, like, if you can't come back to the mirror and look at yourself or even sit in your quiet space without crying, it's not working. It's not working.
I couldn't really see good, but did Christian actually cry the tears? Because somebody said he was crying on that thing.
Yeah, he was crying. He was
Yeah,
crying.
he was.
Oh,
Yeah,
damn.
he was.
That
I feel
is
like
the weight
anything.
lifting off his shoulders.
Yeah. Like I know a lot of people would just want him to spill it, but I feel like, you know what I mean, this man been holding this in for a long time. He's probably told like a close friend or something. But it's different when you get to, you know what I'm saying, and people can feel
Yeah.
that for real. You know what I mean? So now he just venting, I feel like he gonna tell who it is. It's coming, but right now he just letting all that weight off his back. He you know, getting all that
He was just
gorilla
being
off his back.
He was
Yeah,
being
so
fake.
he
You know
doing that
what?
for himself.
He had to also protect himself too, because these people are not only powerful, but they dangerous too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you right about that.
No, I'm glad you said that, Nutty. I'm glad you said that because I kind of worry about him though. But I think that's why he said he got backup on backup on backup on backup.
So they know. So they know.
Mhm.
And to be quite honest, someone will be foolish to go after him right now, right? After he just did this recording, it's going to be so obvious. Whereas with Twitch from the DJ from the Ellen DeGeneres show, where they lured him to a hotel room, made it seem like it was a business meeting, used someone that he trusted so they can guarantee was there, lured him to that hotel room so that they can control the narrative and make it look like he deleted himself.
He off himself, yeah. Yeah, word.
So I missed that part. So what are they saying? I heard that part, but what are they saying that did he say something to somebody and that's why they had to take him out or something?
There was some blackmailing going on. I believe like he had partaken in some homosexual acts and things like that. They were using it as leverage, and he had made deals before he got married. Now his wife was privy to some of the information. She knew about his sexual exploitation. She was okay with that, but she didn't know all the details. I think how much money was involved and being laundered and blackmails, and she didn't know the depth of it.
Oh, gee,
yeah.
Yes. So I dug deep on here, you guys. But you know what? I'm so happy we're balancing the scale because it's not just all about the women. Men are victims too. Men are
Word.
harassed
That's true.
by men and women. Okay. And women sometimes overstep boundaries. All right. And I think people need to honestly follow the rule of thumb. Like, if it is not invited, like, you know, someone inviting you to touch on it, ask people permission. That's what I say. Ask people permission first and foremost, so you know your position with a person. But you don't just get to force your will onto someone, whether they like it or not. That's just not cool.
But see, the thing is, it's like these people been moving and acting on they, you know what I'm saying, what they feel, and people just been letting them do what they feel for so long. It's like it's not even a boldness anymore. It's just like just blatant disrespect. They don't care how you feel, because at the end of the day, they feel like they hold all your cards for you. Even the ones that you think that they can't touch, they can touch, because they know this person, they know that person, they know your boss, they know whoever, you know what I mean, whoever writes your script for you. So it's like, you know, they monetarily got you by the balls, you know, monetary wise. You know what I mean? So
they're egotistical maniacs. That's what they
word.
are. Okay.
That's exactly
And
what
they
it
feel
is.
entitled. Okay. And they feel like they can just treat people however they want, and gone are the days. So I'm proud of people like Terry Crews and
Yep.
Corey Feldman for having the courage to talk about it out loud. You understand? Like, because that's the only way we change this narrative. That's the only way we take our power back. What gives the people the right? This is a young person with a dream. They go to Hollywood. Oh, I want to be an actress. I want to be a model. And all their hopes and dreams are stripped away because of somebody else wanting to satisfy their ego, their power, their hunger for power, satisfy their sexual needs.
I mean, that's what YK Osiris was just saying the other day. He was like, man, everybody keep telling me, man, you got a blessing from God. He's like, this is not a blessing from God. Because he said you got to go through so much stuff just to get this quote unquote blessing. He said that ain't no blessing from God. You know what I mean? There's nothing but demons at work.
That's because it's not of God. It's of evil.
Word.
And it's of the devil.
It was born out of evil. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always stand 10 from down. Like if I had my own children, even kids I watch, I can't honestly put them in the devil's playground knowing that's the devil's playground for real. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Like I know it's the devil's playground. I know that's a place that he created for his own entertainment. Why would I step into somebody's world? You know what I mean? Because I mean, God said he gonna protect us, but he ain't say go step out in the people's world on purpose. You know what I mean? Like he
Amen.
ain't say
Because
do
God
that.
also gave us discernment. Okay, so you need to. He gave us discernment to be able to know good from bad, and not only that, because one thing for sure, when Cain killed Abel, there wasn't no 10 commandments around. Okay, but as soon as he did it, he knew he was wrong because that's in our spirit. So you know what's right and what's wrong inherently.
Speak that, Kim. Come on, Kim on it. Kim on it.
She be coming with that knowledge now, okay?
That's a fact right there. Speak them facts.
It's the truth, though. So people be knowing it deep down, but what it is that a lot for some of these people who do succumb, it's their greed, and they want all these material things and all the rest of that, and they want this acceptance. But the bad thing about it is that you're never gonna get an acceptance because there's always gonna be continued demands on you, and then it's gonna get to a point like what Deal said, you know, or like Michael Jackson saying, "I want to look at the man in the mirror." Okay, you ain't gonna be able to accept yourself, and that's the only acceptance people need to have. But they don't understand that. They're so busy trying to get accolades and applause from the masses. What you need to be able to do is get that from within.
And here's another thing. It's something that oh go ahead.
No, you need to be able to validate yourself. You can't look for validation for other people. You gotta get
your word.
Yourself first and foremost.
And you know what? And the craziest thing about the enemy, I'm gonna say this, is this first of all, is that he got you believing that you can sell something that don't belong to you in the first place.
That's a lie.
He created it. How the heck? Come on, yo. It don't even belong to you. How you selling it? And that's why people is so caught up in the foolishness, because they don't know the truth for themselves. So they easily tricked. They're easily duped. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to get on your thing and preach, Nick. My bad.
No, it's the truth. You need that, because that is the truth, though, because you're so right. You are so right.
You're so right. Even Shaka Khan even spoke of it. Okay, I have a clip of her speaking about this.
What she said?
She's been in the industry forever.
Yeah.
Right? And she
dang, that's just day one.
Time, and that's what they use. They use drugs and alcohol to control you, and sex to control you.
Yeah. There you go.
You think that's how she got all drugged up, though?
That's what the industry pushes on purpose, Kim. Even Whitney Houston spoke on that.
Yeah, Jaguar Wright said when your first day in, you at the hotel, they serve it to you with your breakfast. You got your weed, your coke, whatever you want, your poison. No, I was just saying, like, they already have that stuff on deck just so they know, so they can figure out how you operate. Because you know what I mean, basically, if somebody know what poison is your poison, they, you know what I mean, and they keep giving it to you for free, quote unquote. You know what I'm saying? They got you because they got you hooked.
Exactly, because they know what your vice is now. Okay? And they continue to build off of that. You know, once you start with one drug, then you'll see so many people around you doing another drug or whatever, and it's like, oh, maybe I'll try that, and they keep ramping it up. But here's Shaka Khan on the industry. Okay, this was 2 years. This is not old. Her speaking on this, but here we go.
But it boils down to you. I was introduced to certain people and to certain opportunities to use recreational drugs, and it boils down to what I want to do with that. And she was a strong-willed, strong-minded girl. And I can't say that's anybody's fault, but
would she have gone down that route, do you think, without Bobby Brown in her life?
Well, if it would let him somebody else. If she wants to get high. If you want to get high, you're gonna get high.
And do you think she had that tendency anyway?
I think that we all, as artists, because we're highly sensitive people, and this machine around us, this so-called music industry, is such a demonic thing. It sacrifices people's lives and their essences at the drop of a dime.
And how did you feel when you heard that Sony, I think it was back in the UK, had jacked the prices up of Whitney's album?
It reminds me
within an hour or so of her dying.
Yeah, that reminds me of the time I had a manager once who said to me, you're worth more money dead than alive.
See that?
Okay, so I am just, by the grace of God, stand I here, because I could have easily, because of a lot of pressure from the label I was with at the time. I went through a really, really rough time. I didn't want to go outside, didn't want to be seen, didn't want to be around. I really didn't.
Okay? That's Dr.
Wow.
Khan. She been in the
Hey, this is Adam from StreamYard. We have an exciting new feature.
Shout out to the real gospel chops. Go over to subscribe. But that's Shaka Khan. People been speaking about this for years, you guys. This people are just starting to pay attention, okay? And how can we stop this? We're not supporting all these bigwigs in their lifestyle. Period. I tell you, I told y'all at the top of the year, this is the year of reveal and accountability. And look what happened. This is how we ended 2023. Can you imagine what 2024 is going to bring?
Craziness. It's going to be chaos in 2024.
Yeah.
Straight chaos.
Straight.
But we got a couple of trials. We got Keefe D. Just notice after Keefe D got arrested, all of this stuff started coming out. And then a month later, Cassie dropped the lawsuit, and all the other lawsuits started coming out. Then all the, and Puffy or Diddy, whatever you want to call him, is the sacrificial lamb right now. And he just got to go down by himself because they don't want their dirty secret.
I don't know. They got what was dude named Harvey Weinstein? They got him pretty fast. I don't think they're gonna let P. Diddy make it for real. Because Harvey didn't even make it to a damn.
Allegedly.
He didn't even make it to an arraignment. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, because Harvey, he didn't even make it to an arraignment. He was done as soon as he got to the jail. They had that man hung up, strung up. So I'm just saying.
Look, just notice when Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby both were up for trial, all of a sudden they're walking with canes, all of a sudden they blind. Okay, watch. Puffy gonna be sick. He gonna come up with every excuse in the world. Oh, and that leads me to talk about his demonic crap that he did yesterday, because yesterday was Kim Porter's birthday. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
Shout out to her, seriously. And Quincy, he posted, Quincy is so sweet. I feel bad for him. And I think he really knows what is going on. I think he really, really knows. I don't think he's by far not stupid at all. I need to find his post, but Diddy is using, this is how far he'll go. He's basically using Kim Porter's death to try to fill us out to see if we'll receive him. Look, this is what he posted yesterday on his page. I thought this was disgusting.
Let me see.
And I thought it was
that was crazy. He did this. That was crazy.
We miss you so much, Kim. Happy birthday, beautiful, love forever. And then a black heart. Boy, bye.
Yeah,
Boy,
his
bye.
heart is black.
That's right. And let me tell y'all something. Puffy has been doing the same thing all these years. And when Biggie Smalls passed, you know what I mean? He tried to make it seem like he loved him so much and everything. He tried to play it up, making songs. But that's what established Bad Boy, and that's what made Puffy rich. He made a lot of money off of Biggie dying. Like, then he turned around and made a movie. And Choke No Joke said they were in the movie theater, and this fool was jumping up and down on his seats talking about, we did it, Biggs. We did it. Okay? He tried to start the same pattern with Kim Porter. Notice, first he made an album dedicated to her. Then he was making a movie. It's the same pattern. This man is sick. This man is sick to be smiling in her kid's face.
And on a daily basis.
He has not been charged and it hasn't been proven in the court of law, but it has been speculation ever since I'll Be Sure posted those cryptic messages that are now deleted. A lot of people lose their lives around Puffy, even Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Lauren London and Puffy were close. See, everybody think Lauren London was there to be best friends with Cassie. How do we know Lauren London wasn't there for Puffy to be the overseer of Cassie? Remember, Nick came into the game independent, and I'm sure that pissed these industry bigwigs off.
Yeah, because he could say no to a lot of stuff. Because they wanted him to play Snoop Dogg in a movie.
Yep.
And they even tried to get Snoop Dogg to try to coerce him, and he still told him no. Because he said, I want to be known for being me.
Right.
Exactly. But this how narcissistic and sick. All he did, he put this out as a filler to see if he could garner sympathy from the public. That's how manipulative and pathologically sick this man is.
He is. I think he was the one that was behind getting Kimora out that house and it getting and it turning into cinders. Okay.
Exactly.
And now she can't even come back to her own house.
But guess what Kimora did? She said, I'm outside. She been everywhere celebrating 50 years of hip hop. Like, she like, y'all will not silence me no more. Yeah, here's Quincy. Now, Quincy is always on a regular basis paying homage to his mother, whether it's her birthday or not. And I just feel like this. I've been looking at his stuff lately, and I'm like, he really misses this holiday. Okay. And this is what he posted. He said, happy heavenly birthday, mommy. You still riding shotgun with me till this day. I miss you more than the Lord will allow. I love you, mommy.
Oh my God. That tear my little heart.
That's right. Hashtag justice for Kim Porter, because this is what this all is going to circle back to, Naughty Crew. I promise you. I think they're keeping things under wraps right now, so that they won't tip him off. But Puffy has to know something's coming down the pipe, okay, legally. Cassie didn't. She mentioned that trafficking for a reason. Okay? And it's because they trying to get him on the same charges as R. Kelly because he was committing the same crime.
Oh, so you think that's why she mentioned that trafficking to make sure that it just didn't go state and went fair too?
I mean, yeah, because you got to think of it like this: the act that New York had open was only open but for so long. But when the lawyer was like, "Oh, he had you doing this in this state and doing this," that sounded like sex trafficking. Even though P. Diddy paid her off, that opened the ears to so many other organizations. Like, well, that was happening in my state. We need to open an investigation. Oh wait, that happened over here. We need to open it, and then you got FBI now involved because that's federal stuff. You know what I'm saying? So You got and you got to think too. Like even though he paid off Cassie, that lawyer already had other bullets in his chamber. Because soon as he paid off Cassie, boom, the next lawsuit dropped. That lawyer was over. Boom, another lawsuit was dropped that they was over. You know, they already had that in the chamber, knowing that he was gonna pay her off quick. Like,
Yep. And he thought this was the only one. He wasn't banking on the rest of them following up.
no, he sure enough wasn't. He wasn't.
He thought he
didn't
paid
know.
off like everything else. But you got to realize the lawyer that Cassie hired. This is the same lawyer that took down Weinstein. This is the same lawyer. He's part of the team that took down R. Kelly. And now they're working with New York prosecutors and everything to build the RICO case against Diddy. And what I found kind of odd, Diddy does not have a residency in New York anymore.
Nah, he live out here in Miami. He lived out here where I'm at.
Exactly.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Another young person that is recently speaking out is Young M.A. I don't know if you guys know, but she's a dope hip hop artist, a dope lyricist. One of her favorite songs, Ooh. Well, she has been battling with addiction, right? It seems like she took off in her career, and all of a sudden she's hooked on all these drugs, and they're showing her on a gangster lean while she was getting her hair done, and she had to come out and publicly say, "I need to get myself together." Well, she has now dropped a new song detailing her road to sobriety, and I wanted to share some of it with my Knotty crew.
Hands down, I lost faith and I couldn't understand how. I had to go and free my mind and let my head down. Without the Henny, I see everything clear now.
Right?
Street it feel weird now. It's like the music ain't music. It ain't hitting like, you don't feel it like, it's like they don't care now. It's just something for you to hear now.
Okay? You heard her? She said it's something weird about the industry now. Now that she's sober, she's seeing it different now. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the world shifted, too much confusion. And when I lost the passion for music is when my world ended. I was distracted by trauma, all of the trauma from girlfriends to my mama fucking my mind up, to hurting my health and seeing doctors, down to about 4, 5, 6 friends on the roster. It's funny when you lit, it's a whole lineup. But this is part of the game. I took the pen and I signed up. Broke up with depression.
Okay? She's saying that she signed the contract. This is part of the game. All right?
Let go my anxiety, turn my back on the devil and neglect the society. Facing reality, accepting the pain inside of me. No more judging my honesty. No more judging my honesty. Recovery on velocity. The liquor wasn't hiding my pain, it was hiding me. Looking at life like, why would you lie to me?
Okay. It's her ode to sobriety. Okay, she's speaking about the contract. She's speaking about the industry. That's what they do. They've been feeding her alcohol and drugs and things like that to keep her numb so that they can continue to manipulate her and control her.
Why would you lie to me? Spirit cracked, heart broke, my love was on modesty. Decaying my quality, decreasing my quantity. Catching up to my truth, finally meeting my prophecy. I swear to God, life was kicking my ass. May seem like I had it good, but mentally it was bad.
See, mentally is bad. And one of the number one things they like to do is make you, to drive you insane so that you can seem crazy to the outside. Okay, i.e. Martin running out in the middle of traffic. All right, running away from people trying to take his soul.
Yeah.
The real thing.
Just to get my brother back, I'll give up all of this cash. And I'll buy a flight just to take a trip to the past. Trust issues won't change. That's just...
Look, just to get her brother back. I wonder what happened to her brother. Did she sacrifice her brother like Kanye sacrificed his mom?
Speak on it.
I keep a lawnmower just to see the snakes in the grass. And I build a fence just to keep the snakes in the grass. And I keep a hawk just to eat the snakes in the grass. Down on my deathbed, but God healing me fast. He got other plans for me, this is part of the task. Smiling was a disguise, it was tears under that mask. Suffocating inside for years under that mask.
Okay, suffocating inside with tears under that mask. All right, so she's speaking a lot of truth. Congratulations on Young M.A. and her sobriety seriously. But this is the industry will suck the life out of you. There's nothing but scavengers and people just wanting stuff for you and constantly pushing your boundaries, pushing your limits to see how far they can take you. Seriously. And it's all about blackmail and it's all about control. All right.
You know what, too? You gotta remember. Now you go ahead. I was gonna say you gotta remember too. Oh, okay, bet. You gotta remember too, like the one thing I always hear a lot of celebrities say, it don't matter if it's on the TV side, the music side, they always say this is not for the weak. They said it's not for the weak of heart. You gotta have tough skin. You gotta be solid to make it in the industry. For everybody to be saying that, you got to believe them. Like this is something like if you go in there, you got to go in there down there like a warrior. You know what I'm saying? Because like everybody coming for you. You know what I mean? And it's like I remember a time. I mean, y'all might not know, but you know they got that rapper Lotto, and you got the other one, Coi Leray. And Lotto had said something in her rap, and Coi Leray took it so left. But then she was explained it. She said, you know, in this industry, it's a lot of backstabbers. There's a lot of people talking behind your back. There's a lot of people that smile on your face and then do and say crazy stuff later. So you got to really think of like, man, the industry is really like a real zoo for real. Like it's like a house of cards of assassins and everybody looking over their shoulder on everybody. You know what I'm saying? Which is a crazy place to live in. They make it sound like it's worse than the hood for real. Yeah. So I'm just saying you gotta really think about it.
I believe it is. But you know our homeboy 50, you know he keeping his foot.
Anybody thinks I owe him something, show me the receipt. You get paid in 24 hours.
The settlement comes one day after word of the lawsuit was filed where she accused him of sexual assault.
Anybody thinks I owe him something, show me the receipt. You get paid in 24 hours.
The settlement comes one day after word of the lawsuit was filed where she accused him of sexual assault.
Anybody thinks I owe him something, show me the receipt. You get paid.
Y'all heard it. So 50 posted this. He said he ain't lying about that one now. Here they come in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exactly. Pay him up, Puffy. You know what? He got enough money where he could afford her legally if he wanted to. Period. He could afford her legally. And I tell you what, I tell you who else is not giving up. You remember Will Smith, ex-assistant that went on Tasha K show?
Oh, Bilal, brother Bilal.
And exposed him or whatever, saying that he slept with Dwayne. And Jada came out with Power 105 talking about, oh, it's a blackmail attempt. We gonna sue. Well,
they ain't never sued.
Vengeance. Here we go.
All right, Brother Bilal. I do want to say for the viewers, because we're going to rewind back. Before we put out the interview, all we put out was a clip that went ultra viral. Okay, everybody in the world got this clip. It was trending for days on Twitter. Okay, before the interview comes out, what shocked me is Jada is doing her book promotional for Worthy. Yes. She goes to the Breakfast Club and she sits down and they ask her about you, but they can't not ask. Like, it's so huge. And to my surprise, she answers.
It's ridiculous, right? And it's nonsense. And this is a person that tried a money shakedown that didn't work. We're going to take legal action.
The reason Will responded, the reason why Jada responded, because they know it's true. Will's never responded. And they responded in less than 9 hours.
They did. That was a fast response.
That was because he know what I saw in that dressing room. He know other things that I saw. She did all this to try to scare me, but I fear no one but Allah. Jada, listen, in 2 weeks, you don't sue me in 2 weeks. If Tasha K will have me, I'm back here and I'm dropping evidence. Period. You said at you said it was a shakedown, you said a lot of things about me, and you know that the things that you said were untrue. Let's get into a little bit more of it. Jada runs Will.
All right, Brother Bilal, listen.
Okay, y'all heard it. Okay, so it's not just a minute Hollywood shaking down. Miss Jada is shaking down. Okay, it's rumors that Jada dealt with the young man from Chris Cross. Okay, and they conducted sex parties at their house.
Mm.
Right? A lot of people are violated in their presence. All right. And that goes to show when the power dynamic is uneven, people will use the opportunity to take advantage of you. And that's why you have to be strong-minded. If you want to get in that industry, you got to come in there on business with your lawyers, make people go through your publicists and stuff like that, and watch the scenarios that you put yourself in. And that's one thing I know 50 promotes. He said, this notice, I don't be in those industry parties. He don't.
He really don't though.
He don't smoke, none of that. All right. So yeah, you guys, I wanted to present these stories to you. I'm so proud of Christian Keys. I'm so proud of Terry Crews. I'm so proud of all the celebrities that have been having the courage to speak out. But guess what, people? We gotta support them. You know, we can't minimize them and things like that. And we have to encourage them to take action so that we can pull this power away from these bigwigs that think they run the country. This is our country. We vote. We pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, Kim, you got any closing thoughts?
I know that this is what I just want to say this is that, you know, again, that thing with him touched me because things happen to both men and women, but it's harder for men to come out and say that kind of stuff because just like Alan said about all the kind of things, as a man, you have to go through and how it hits you and how you ruminate and you know how you have to get through. So kudos to him. I commend him.
Word. Word. No, for real. Mostly stay prayed up. Stay prayed up. That's it. That's all.
Well, I like to end my shows on a positive note. But how many of y'all was tender-headed when y'all was younger? Okay. And I just have to let y'all know, I love this new up-and-coming artist, Scarlett. She definitely has like a DMX feel. Go follow her.
Yeah, I
She
like
just
Scarlett.
celebrated her birthday. But most of all, I like how she's her natural self. And I just hope like the industry doesn't corrupt her pure spirit. She seems to be humble and grounded thus far, and she's blowing up slowly but surely. I had the honor of seeing her perform when we went to the Powerhouse, and she's also going to be at the Winter Jam at the Barclays Center for New Year's. And I'm trying to get me some tickets, Naughty Crew. I'm trying to get there. Okay. But she shared this reel, and I just thought it was hilarious, and it just took me back to humbler times when I was sitting between my mama legs, and when I got popped with that comb a couple of times.
Yes,
okay?
honey. Mm-hmm.
Shorty. I don't want to touch this. This hurt. And why is it so rough?
Once you get that deep conditioner in there.
My aunt used to just comb my fucking head with no mercy. She was evil. She wanted me to be in pain. That bitch is dismembered. Woohoo! Bitch, I'm from the hood. Oh, can you put some type of can you put some type of thing in it so when it takes it out, it's not so hurtful? What's that? Water. You want to put water?
Yeah. It's gonna make it softer.
Grandma's hands play the tangerine so well. Grandma's hands used to ache sometimes and swell. Johnny, don't you run too fast. You must. Sweet low, sweet child. Shorty. I don't want to touch this. This hurt. And why is it so rough?
Want some of that?
right. Everybody remember them Tenderhead moments. All right. I like Scarlett. I love her backstory. Not only does she do hip hop, but she does poetry as well. And her backstory is very interesting. Her mom died when she was very young. And she ended up staying here and there and everywhere with different family members. And in the process of that, she was violated as well. And she has a very hard hysteria, but she's very honest and open about her experience and what she went through. So I thought it was very fitting to close the show with her, but she's doing big things. She didn't go out and buy a big, huge house. She has her first apartment, which is very modest and simple. She not running around here buying a bunch of jewelry and investing in a bunch of material things. She's just sticking to her natural self. And see, that's what a lot of these people need to learn. Even like the Christian Rocks and the Blueface. Stop putting your worth in material things. That does not give you longevity. Start putting your worth in property. Try to keep your life as simple as possible so you could ward off these demons. Okay? So I appreciate y'all joining me. Thank you so much, McClurge. I appreciate every last one of y'all for joining me this evening. It's a serious topic, and I want to keep the conversation going because if we keep talking about it and make people aware, then we give them the armor to stand up for themselves when they're in this situation. Then we give them the power they need to report people like this. You understand? I love every last one of you. Please remember to hit that like button. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Seriously, I love each and every last one of you. And share my content on your different social media platforms so we can keep the conversation going. All right. And to all my haters.
And I wanna say thank you in case I don't thank you enough.
I thank y'all too. Y'all give me power too. All right. Y'all keep the wheels turning over here. All right. So I hope you all have a beautiful, beautiful, blessed night. I hope you all have a good night rest. I'm gonna rest myself tonight. Until next time, Naughty Crew, I'm out. One.